So we're going to continue our notes, operations on fractions from yesterday. We already did adding and subtracting, so now we're going to go down to the middle of our yellow note sheet on the front side where it says multiplying fractions. When you multiply fractions and you want to do them by hand, you're going to have 4 steps you're going to follow. We did those 4 steps earlier during our opener today. So the first step is to reduce any blank with any blank. So when I went through and before I multiplied, what did I try to do? Jalen? I tried to reduce any what with any what? With any? Yeah, so you can try to reduce any numerator with any denominator. Now remember, when you're dealing with fractions, the numerator is your top number, the denominator is your bottom number. Once you go through and you reduce any numerator with any denominator, do you want to set up next to him so you can help keep him on task? And then Michael, I need you right here. So when you reduce any numerator with any denominator, step 2, you go on to regular multiplication rules. So you can multiply the what together. So after you reduce, you go to step 2 and you multiply what together? The top numbers. What's that top number called? Numerator. Okay? Once you multiply all the numerators together, you go down to the next step. The next step, you multiply the what together? Denominators. There we go. And the last step, why we all, sarcasm, love fractions so much, anytime when you think you're done with them, you're not, because you always have to do what? Simplify. Right. So these are going to be the 4 steps that we're going to follow when we multiply fractions together. So once you have these written down onto your yellow note sheet, what I'd like you to do, make sure you have all your notes down because you can use them on your quiz or your test. I want you to flip your note sheet over. We're now going to do 4 example problems together. Can you what? I'll get it for you in just a minute after we do the examples, okay? All right. So let's flip it over. Let's look at the back side. So go ahead and write next to practice number 1, 2 over 3 times 5 over 7. So 2 over 3 times 5 over 7. Now, Daisha, read step number 1 to me from your note sheet. Good. I can reduce any numerator with any denominator. Means I can reduce this with this or this with this. I cannot reduce these two together. Why can I not reduce those two together? Well, because they're both numerators. I can only reduce a numerator with a denominator. So, looking at that, I pick my first numerator. Can I reduce 2 and 3? No. Can I reduce 2 and 7? No. So I go to my next numerator. My next numerator is the 5. So I'm going to look and see if I can reduce it with the 7. Can I reduce the 5 with the 3? Can I reduce 5 and 3? By what? If I take 3 divided by 5, I'm going to get 0 point something. So no. So I can't reduce anything, can I? So I move to step 2. Jaden, what does step 2 say to do? Okay, so go ahead and do that for me. What do you get when you multiply the numerators together? All right. What does step 3 say to do, David? Nope, step 3, not 4. Step 3. Multiply the denominator. So we're going to multiply our bottom numbers. So what's 3 times 7, David? 21. Now, step 4 says to do what, Deontay? What's my step 4 say to do? Look at your notes. Simplify. But if I simplified or reduced at the beginning, am I going to have to at the end? Nah. So I can just move along. I was really excited about this lesson because I love multiplying and dividing fractions. No? Would you guys rather go back to adding and subtracting them? Because we're going to get to do that tomorrow on our opener and Friday on the quiz. Okay, let's look at this next one. Practice number 2. So practice number 2, we have 2 over 3 times 3 over 4. So I want you guys, I know you have the best calculators ever because they're scientific, but I want you guys to really try to do these without your calculator calculating it for you. So, step 1, simplify or reduce any numerator with any denominator. So I'm going to look at my first numerator. Can I reduce the 2 and the 3? No. Can I reduce the 2 and the 4? I heard a yeah, and the yes is right. What's 2 and 4? What can you divide both of these numbers by? 2, because they're even numbers. So what's 2 divided by 2? 1. Now, if I divide one number by 2, I have to divide the other number by 2. So what's 4 divided by 2? 2. Now, that I have 1 as my new numerator, I know that that's in simplest form. You can't simplify 1 any further. So then I go to 3. I go to my next numerator. Can I reduce? Reduce and simplify are the same terms, okay? So can I reduce 3 and 2? Can those be reduced? No. What about 3 and 3? What about 3 and 3? Can I reduce those? Can I simplify them any further? If I have a pizza and I cut it into 3 slices and I eat all 3 slices, I ate the whole pizza, right? Anytime you have the same numerator and the same denominator, they cancel out and they both go to 1. Or think about this. 3 and 3, they're both divisible by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 3 divided by 3 is 1. I now know my other numerators in simplest form because I'm at 1. So I'm ready to follow step 2. What's step 2 again, Danielle? No, for multiplying. We're multiplying, remember? Multiply your numerators. So what's 1 times 1? 1. Jalen, what's step 2? Or sorry, step 3? Which is? I'm listening to you. So if I take 1 times 2, I'm going to get 3?
Oh, 1 times 2. Okay.
I'm listening to you. So it's 2. And then the last step says to simplify. But do I need to simplify? No, because I did it at the beginning. All right, let's move on to the next one. Now, remember, when you're taking your notes, get into practice of showing your work, of boxing your answers. That way it comes easy to you when you guys do your homework assignments and quizzes. All right, practice number 3. This one's a little bit harder. They're bigger numbers. So that's why we really want to reduce at the beginning. So step 1, reduce any numerator with any denominator. So I'm going to come to 12 and 25. The numbers I always check to see if I can reduce by are 2, 3, and 5. Are both of these numbers divisible by 2?
No.
No, because they're not even numbers. Are both of these numbers divisible by 3? By 5? No. So then I go to my next numerator and denominator. Are both of these numbers divisible by 2? Yes. They're both even numbers. So what's 12 divided by 2? Okay. And then what's 56 divided by 2? Say it again. Okay, now, just because I reduce it once doesn't mean I'm done. Can I continue to reduce 6 and 28? Are they even numbers? Yeah, if they're even numbers, they're always divisible by what? 2. So what's 6 divided by 2? 3. What's 28 divided by 2? 14. Okay? Now, can I reduce 3 and 14 any further? Can I divide them by 2? Nope. Can I divide them both by 3? Nope. Can I divide them both by 5? Nope. So I move to my next numerator, 15. I'm going to check to see if I can reduce this numerator with this denominator. So can I reduce 15 and 14? Nope. What about 15 and 25? What are they both divisible by? Yeah, they both end in a 5, so we know it's divisible by 5. What's 15 divided by 5? And what's 25 divided by 5? Can I reduce any numerator with any other denominator? No. So I'm ready to move to the next step. What's my next step, Michael? After I reduce, what's step number 2? Not, well, you could do that first. It doesn't matter. I usually just like to go in order. I usually multiply my top number together. What's that top number called? Of the fraction. Numerator. Good. So what's 3 times 3?
9.
Perfect. And then I'm going to multiply my denominators together. It's going to be a little bit of a bigger number. What's 5 times 14, you guys? I think I know what it is, but I'm not sure. Somebody say it. Yeah, that's right. And since I reduced at the beginning, do I need to worry about simplifying at the end? So I'm done. That example. Okay, we're going to do one more example, and then we're going to stop there. So we're not going to go on to division. So we're going to do one more example. Hey, Michael, just work on the front side. Don't worry about the back side. We'll do the back side tomorrow, okay? So, bless you. Here we go, last one. Oh, my goodness. This is the fun one. This is so much fun. You ready? Write it down. We have 14 over 33 times 55 over 14 times 6 over 35. We have 3 fractions this time. So here we go. Can I reduce 14 over 33? Well, what's the easiest one we can reduce? Just looking at it. Where's my easy one going to be? What can I reduce? Where's my easiest? What's the easiest number I can reduce 14 with? What's the easiest denominator that I can reduce this 14 with? Yeah, they're both going to go to what? 1. So that goes to 1. That goes to 1. If it's a 1, I know it's in simplest form. So then I go to 55. What's the easiest denominator I can reduce 55 with? Okay, what are they both divisible by? Okay, 55 divided by 5 is? Okay, and then 35 divided by 5 is?
7.
Perfect. Now, keep looking. Am I finished reducing with this numerator 11? Am I finished with that? No. What else can I reduce the 11 with? The 33. 11 and 33 are both divisible by what number? It's a number that we haven't talked about. They're not both even. It's not 2, 3, or 5. 11 is a prime number, right? Meaning it's only divisible by 1 and the number itself. So if it's divisible by 1 and the number itself, what's this number? What's this number right here? 11. What's 11 divided by 11? What's 33 divided by 11? 3. Now, one more thing. We have one more numerator up here, right? Can I reduce this 6 with any of these denominators? Can I reduce this 6 with any of these denominators? Yeah, I can reduce the 6 with the 3. What are they both divisible by? Not by 2, but by. Okay, so what's 6 divided by 3? And what's 3 divided by 3? 1. Okay, I'm not going to make you guys clean up your stuff. Just keep with me, okay? I promise we'll get out on time. Now, multiply our numerators together. What's 1 times 1 times 2? So 1 times 1 is? And then 1 times 2 is? So there's my numerator. Then what's 1 times 1 times 7? 7. And then box your answer. Before you leave, I want to see that you have this down in your notes. You are not leaving till I see that you have this down in your notes. Once you have that down in your notes, I am going to give you a worksheet. This worksheet is going to be due Friday. Only worry about the front side. We'll get to the back side tomorrow. If I feel like we need to have it due Monday, then I'll change the due date to Monday, okay? So don't stress. We'll work it out together.